In this video, I have explained what I'm gonna explain here in this video. I have explained it before, and the videos was deleted with the channels. I'm not sure. Is it even before my detention? In this video, I'm explaining how the Home Office is practicing racism. And I am one of the victims of the racial discrimination that the Home Office worker, or as an organization, act such racism against me. I'm serious. I'm gonna explain it to you, and I hope it won't be deleted. I'm gonna put it in the main channel. I will review it, and if the video is with the community guideline, for me it shouldn't be deleted. Then I'll put it in another channel and add it with please see my, because the main channel is important for me. I mean, people need something to. Why the Home Office is considered, not to a certain degree, racist. That's it. A certain level. Racism. Acting racism against me. I'm gonna explain to you now why. Why racist? Why those who want to detain me are racist? Why those who want to send me back home, though they know what will happen to me by this dictatorship in Saudi Arabia, they are racist. Why they detained me? Why they refuse my appeal? Why they refuse my claim? Why they work against me? And concerning, for example, this model, I'm explaining to you how this group are racist groups, and one of them is the Home Office. Even the Human Rights Watch, they are acting racism. Either they do not see this, or they see they are racist. White or not white, racist. Even if they call so-called Muslims or non-Muslim, racist. I'll explain to you. There's no privacy, and people speak English. 1 second. How can I explain it without the video would be deleted? I don't want the video to be deleted. That's why I'm cautious right now. Imagine if we are dealing with someone who's calling himself a Shiite. Okay, and he is originally from Kashmir or Azerbaijan or from Africa, and he wants to say to the West, no, I'm from the Arabian Peninsula, I'm from Middle East. Either you have the Iraqi passport or any of the Gulf states' passports, the Ismaili territory, or you name them. This person is calling himself a Shiite to the family of Muhammad. Nothing to do with the family of Muhammad. Those people, unlike me, I have something to do. I am following the path of those good ones who are following the path of messengers. Muhammad is the final messenger. Now this is another topic. Those people, when they go and see the reactions like Daesh, 11 September, the inside job, and they know that they are at the land of the Ishmaelite, and they know that the way, the style, and the character of the Ishmaelians is not suitable for them. They want adultery, they call it muta. They want some practices that have nothing to do even with Islam, and definitely against the character of the Ishmaelian, the natives in the tribes. Such person, he or she, do not like the natives, Arab who used to live as Bedouin, the tribal, which is one tribe, Ishmael. All things that concerning this, they don't like it. It's obvious, either by those who call themselves Shiite in Kuwait, in Bahrain, in Saudi Arabia, in Oman, though they are living in the Arabian Peninsula. I mean, go to Bahrain, for example. Are we living in a jungle? Go to Dammam, Kuwait. It's part of the desert. It's the way where the native, but they are not natives. They came and they settled there, and the native Arab allowed them to stay. The native Arab did not occupy their country, like France, killing and massacring the poor, good Algerian, and destroying and raping their right. England, and other parts of the world. Pakistan, India. I don't want to mention Sheikh Russia sending almost 1 million. Imagine this just recently, 1 million Russian who call himself a Jew. Rubbish, Gentile. He's in the Holy Land, you understand me? The native Ishmaelian did not go and occupy their country. No, they came and they settled there, and the Ishmaelian allowed them. The Wales were the... I don't need to repeat my explanation and go to other branch of the talk, and then the video would be deleted. So I want to manage my thoughts. I'm not Well, I am not in a good normal status, but anyway. Okay. I am. I have to mention it in Arabic, and I want to mention it in English, because those who are interpreting my words, they can twist it. So I'm doing my best in English, though my English is not that perfect. But I think it's easy for smart people, knowledgeable people, more smarter than me, more knowledgeable, will understand exactly what I'm trying to say. And I'm only saying the truth. So, this is the so-called jihad. Someone who's calling himself a Hijazi, he's originally, for example, from India or from Africa, the center of Africa. No, it's important. People need to show respect to the historical fact and the agreements that allowed them to settle in certain society. Muslim came here, they didn't come to a so-called Christian nation or crusade. No, if it's a crusade, there will be no Muslim right now. They came here and settled because it's a secular, democratic, human right, things like that. Everyone knows. That's why they settled here. Okay? You are always saying, if you came here and you settled, though they came from countries that was colonized by you, but whatever, and destroyed, but whatever. Like Algeria and France right now, look what they are dealing with in France right now. Look what France did to Algeria people. But 6 million victims dead. Only in the 5 last years, 1 million. And within almost a century of occupation, 5 million. They killed a lot. Anyway, and God, I'm not going to mention other things, other crimes. This is facts. It's obvious. I'm not going to mention other examples, because they are always bothering us in France, humiliating the name of Muhammad. If you have a problem with some Muslim, that's another story. You just want to humiliate yourself. Not Muhammad is not touched by any means, but you want to humiliate the normal Muslim. Well, if there is terrorist, I'm not talking about 11 September, the inside job. Fix it, and understand how to fix it. And remember that France, while there is some acts of terror in France itself happening, I'm not going to go on. They are sending people who are journalists and activists. They call themselves, of course, well, the activists are respectable, and so many journalists are respected. They come and they ruin our society by making documentaries untruthful, not showing the truth about the society in the so-called Saudi Arabia. See, I'm going to other topics. Let's return back to the point. 1 second. I can go and talk about China, I can go and talk about Russia, and I can talk about Africa and other parts of the world, and how there is bad groups there and bad acts of government, and there should be a normal reaction. But now I'm focusing on the Home Office. How, when I say the Home Office is racist against me, I'm explaining why. And someone who's calling himself a Sufi or a Shafi'i from Hijaz, he calling himself Hijazi. Hijaz is the area of Mecca and Medina. He's originally from outside. Okay, it's fine. So what if they are not a native Arab? Yes, it's fine, but they hate the native Arab. This is the issue. And they lie against the native Arab. Look at those who are in a position. Look at those who are working with Gulf states, all Gulf states. All of it, not only those who call themselves Hijazi. Hijaz is in the Ismailian territory. There is no such thing called Najdi, Hijazi. It's our. Why they want? This is why. Now, these people, and this is not the topic, when they look at the Ismailian, they refer to them, starting with those who call themselves Shiite. Those who call themselves Shiite are using this method, especially after invading Iraq, in a terrible way. They say, we are not Najdi, the non-Ismailian. We are either Hijazi or a so-called Shiite. Bahrain, we are not Najdi. We are not Wahhabist. We are not Ismailian. They don't mention Ismailian. We are not Bedouin, which means they are not native Arabs. These are the native Arab. They are come from Najd. But do you understand me? Though originally those people who are not from the native Arab are not originally from Saudi Arabia and Gulf states. Recently they came. 50 years, 60 years, 100 years, 110 of the time the fall of the. Recently, the slaves, just within the last 2 centuries, a big wave of slaves came to us by the West. By the West, enslaving African, the trade in slavery. Unbelievable. things are imposed on us and we are nice, and look how they are dealing right now with, for example, an institute like the Home Office. So these people, when they go and talk to the Home Office, they will use anything. They will use, because they are so-called Muslims. They are the one behind them, the taqiyya. And they don't care about the principles of Islam. The taghut that they worship, this is another story. They don't understand Islam. Even if she wear hijab or whatever, or someone wearing whatever, calling himself a Shia, and his name is Ali or Hussein, no, it doesn't matter. Now, they go and they look at the Home Office as a good tool for them to impose the change that they want. And for example, Saudi Arabia, for them to achieve their goal, which is to be the representative, to be the one who monitor the environment there. Okay, what is so helpful to us? We want more, for example, those who call for cinema. They're fine with cinema. Those who want clubs, they're fine with clubs. Those who want all sort of festivals, and Islam is fine. Those who want other house of worship to be there, you understand me? And they twist the instruction of God. Those who don't want women to be modest, those who are fine with that's enough. Now those people, if you are gonna say they want this, it's their right. Yeah. They can do whatever they want and practice the thing that they want, but not on the account, مش على حساب, not on our account as Ishmaelian. So those people, they know that this is the land of the Ishmaelian, okay? And they go to the Home Office and they explain to themselves as moderate Muslims. That's why they say Shiite are better, because they are moderate, open. They call themselves Shiite, but they are very cool. People who call themselves Sufis, there is Sufis who want to do strange, unbelievable, who they call themselves Sufis. I'm not saying all those Sufis. Strange dances in the masjid. There is videos, don't be angry with me. I'm not talking about all the Sufis, among them great leaders of Fakir of Islam, but there is a group of them. They are found in the Arabian Peninsula and Hijaz and all Gulf state, Dignity, whatever, or other sectors. They can name themselves whatever they are. And they dance and they do strange things, and people dance to them, and there is leaders to them doing unbelievable things. And they are representing themselves as there is videos. يعني it's evidence at the real representation of Islam. If you want to do this outside, do it. No, they want to do it inside. And I don't want to mention other things that's happening and occurring by them. I'm keeping my mouth shut. Do you understand my point? These people, when they want to practice this craziness, like the so-called Shiite, exactly like the so-called Shiite are more extreme, worse. When we study Iran, what happened in Iraq, they are far worse. But I'm just giving an example. The native Ishmaelian come to them and say, what the fuck you doing? Hey, this is haram. What is the mutawwa? What is Hayat al-Amr bil-Ma'ruf? The committee instructing people to do righteousness and then for denying them from doing wrong things. What are you doing? No. This is not from Islam, and we don't want you to do this dance and strange things and or do their circles. No, not here. They might take them, put them in jail, fight with them. These people right now go and look at Daesh and go whatever. Look at the niqab, women of niqab, and they go, for example, and they go to the Home Office and they Wahhabis have nothing to do with Islam. What do you mean by Wahhabis? You mean the native Arabs? This is Arab, they are bad. Force Saudi Arabia to change. In the Home Office, do you think that the Home Office, kafir people, the infidels, those people who are not Muslims, white or not, do you think a so-called Christian will be in my side or with their side? Even if he's a professor, doctor, a very important person in Home Office, he would say, oh, model. There is a lot of those who call themselves, why not? If she want to be a model, a lot of them, yeah, why not? It's a change. Modeling is now, regardless of the story of this model and me. Why her brother is like this? No. This is sheep cultural rules, the niqab and splitting between the genders. It's all about the Bedu. The Bedu are causing all. What about you? Who is your grandfather? From where you came? Now, if you're gonna mention women like Mudawi, I have an answer for her, and about things that their grandfathers did to the community of Ishmaelians so that they would be easily overthrown. Okay, so she should take the name. If you want to take us to this corner of discussion or this circle, I'm ready. I'm ready to provide. Someone, for example, from those who are Ahlul Bayt, a lady. Well, Al-Sharif, when he ruled Hijaz before Ibn Saud, he brought darkness. I can even mention things. That's why he was easily overthrown and kicked to Jordan. I don't want to mention what they used to do to that injustice against the Ishmaelians, which make Ibn Saud in a good position to make all native Arabs gathered around him using Islam, Sharia law. Now Al Saud are doing worse to a certain level than what Al Rashid did and Al Sharif did, but the whole world, the United Nations, America, oil is with them. الأمنية الطاغوتية العالمية أو الطاغوتية العالمية أو النظام العالمي, this world order is with them to protect them. Take the oil, give me military. I have a lot of wages to give money to them. So they are not in the position of Al-Sharif or Al-Rashid. When people refused him, it's easy to be overthrown. Al-Rashid ibn Rashid, he used to rule in Hayl, or Al-Sharif. Or for Banu Khalid, I mean in the eastern province, no. They, all the tribes accepted Ibn Saud. All of them, except Ibn Khalifa, who was the ruler of Bahrain, who immediately talked to the English, said, I don't want Abdulaziz to come near me. And Abdulaziz came to him and met his grandfather that I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you because World War II and the time, the big military power of the West colonizing the region. So everyone wants what? To have a good relationship with this Gog and Magog, worshipper of the devil, who came from Europe. That's fact. Oh God. Definitely, God knows where are they, those who died working for the West. God, but based on the law, they are in hellfire. No heaven for them. Don't be angry with me. Don't be angry with me. Like the king himself, George. Yeah, don't be angry with me. De Gaulle. What? Come on. Okay, I understand. Who are you fine. This is not the topic. Are you China, Russia, Lenin? Oh, not others. Middle East, no, Ben-Gurion, Hansel. So this person in the Home Office will say, especially, I don't want to go to other topic, talking about Al-Qaeda, IS, the way they dealt, the reactions. I don't want to talk about this. Okay, I'm gonna talk reactions if you compare it to what you did in just last century, all continent, and maybe until now, they are peaceful in comparison. But yes, there was some crimes because you shouldn't invade Iraq. Those who invade Iraq should be in jail right now. Yeah, exactly. Because I am affected and hurt by this point, and I'm explaining about this. Anyway, those in the Home Office, I'm talking about them. They will go and look at a person like me and others. Among the others, people who are no longer Muslims and they are not Ishmaelians. So they are ex-Muslims in Canada, other part, and they don't want Islam. This is now another level, another group. They come and they say, we don't want Islam, we want secular, we want liberalism in Saudi Arabia, we want clubs, we want drinking, we want alcohol, we want adultery, we want LGBT gay. Okay, but there is issues to be Tariq is native, the Bedouin are the worst. Wahhabis, Daesh are Bedouin, okay. Al-Qaeda are Bedouin. World War I caused by the Bedouin. World War II caused by the Hiroshima and Nagasaki caused by the Bedouin. The crusade is caused by the Bedouin. The Bedouin are causing everything. They are bad. The niqab is all about the Bedouin. Separation between the gender is all about the Bedouin. The culture rules, enslaving the blacks, all about the Bedouin. They are the one who brought them from Africa. Okay, yeah. All sorts of assault. And you will find that these ex-Muslims are easy going with those who call themselves Shiite, easy going with those who call themselves Hijazi and Shafi. What about the native Ismailian? Not good. Because their rules, they might call it cult, rules, their culture is not good. Fight those native ones. Fight these Wahhabis. Fight these Najdis. Okay, the Ismailian, the Muslim you don't like, the culture of Bedouin. What about you? Oh, I am originally from Hijaz. They will say about themselves, I'm originally from Qatif. I'm originally from Kuwait. No, you're not. This is the land of the Ishmaelian. What about the Ishmael? Najd. Najd, they are Najd. It's wrong. Why you're such a racist? So this is a pressure, do you understand? At the end, the Home Office worker, because there is a certain level of racism inside them, kufr billah, they are slaves to the devil as well, or just racist. There is some racists who work in this respectable organization. So he will say, I am not against Islam. I have friends who are Muslim, so-called Muslim. The Shiite, I'm supporting the Shiite are not Muslim. This is not the point. I'm saying you're racist. Because do you think he will be obedient to his conscience if he have one? No. He will say, Tariq people must let it go and keep their mouth shut. They deserve everything that happened to them. Torture without digs, humiliation, jails, death. We want to help those so-called Shiite. We want to help. Allah يلعنكم يا إلهي. They said this, I swear. والله العظيم I see النفس العذاب عليهم. اسجد لله سجدة. اللهم عليك بهم لا يعجزونك. اللهم عليك بهم لا يعجزونك. Yeah, like this. أعوذ بالله بعد استنى واحدة عليك. والله I'm sorry, I'm tired a little bit. دقيقة. That's why أنا بحاول إن أنا. So they say we want to support those Shiite and Qatif as well. This we want. They say this. We want to show them that we are on their side against the native Arabs. Okay, if you want, I'm a little bit tired. That's all. Okay. So they say this. We want to protect those gays or whatever in Gulf states. We want to show the Shiite have the right to practice whatever the way they want, and those who are Shafi'is and the people like me. Ignore the last 2 minutes. Okay, I'm just imagining things. That's it. Leave it alone. Forget. So they say this. Not in the Home Office, even the Human Rights and other departments in the government. I'm not talking only the Home Office. This last scene, 2 minutes. I'm not going to delete it. No, in general. And there is, of course. I'm not talking about the Home Office. In general, in the West, America, Canada. So they are racist. Some of them admit it. They are bad, less than pigs. Starting from the white race. Starting from them. Don't delete the truth, please. I don't think I'm gonna review it. If it's good, I'm gonna put it in the mention. So, and others as well. Others who are coming from China, coming from Philippines, the non-Muslims. They are all, even the so-called Hindus, seeing Emirates, having other house of worship. When will Saudi Arabia change? Islam started with Muhammad, the 7th century. Muhammad took it all. You understand me? This is irrelevant. We're talking about the Ishmaelians. These people are racist. You understand me? So this racist person, who is a decision maker, will look and he will work with the non-Ishmaelians. Either they call themselves Muslims, they call themselves Shafi'i, they call themselves Maliki, they call themselves Shiite, or they call themselves ex-Muslims, or they are so-called Christian. You understand me? Saying that this is equality and this is the change. And when the Ismailian come and explain about the history of the Arabian Peninsula, and how good the Ismailian was, and how it should be things in the Ismailian territory, and things are different from, don't mention a Pakistani in England, or Algerian, for example, in France, or any. I mean, Russia is a criminal state. I don't want to mention it. From A to Z, that's it. And you are putting pressure on Erdogan to have allies here and there because the so-called human West is bothering the great leader of Turkey, who deserves all the respect, Erdogan. You understand me? And then they say there is Algerian in France. They are few, minority. Look what they are dealing with. They have no power. And look at your history in Algeria, your France. Exactly like England and other, in India and Pakistan. I don't want to mention 4th century of colonizing India, the region of India, and ending with this, which is not in the interest, on the side of the interest of the Muslims. But no, it's different. The Ishmaelite, these people settled. They wanted to settle. The Ishmaelian never colonized their country. Okay, look what they are doing. Starting from those who call themselves Shiite. So the racist, white or not, I'm trying to protect my video. Trust me, you know me. I have other videos. Well, they did like this, and they did like this, and then the video is deleted within less than 3 hours. Wallahi, less than 3 hours, 2 hours. That's why right now my videos I'm closing and opening, closing and opening. طيب, easy. Because I'm gonna review it. I want to put it in the main channel. If I find it's not, I'm gonna put it in another channel. So this decision maker will look at me. What is the word? What do you want? He will do like this to me. So what if your sister is a Muslim? Shiite are good, are nice in comparing to you Sunnis. So Ali Khomeini, who killed 30,000, is nice. The Irani army which occupied Baluchistan and Ahwazistan and Kurdistan, after you granted to them, after you executed Sheikh Khaz'al, Allah la yaj'alkum bkhair, they are nice. 1 million so-called Shiite Iranian, the army of Iran killed almost 1 million Iraqi soldiers defending Iraq. This is nice. The bombs and things happening, beheading of the children, nice, good. Oh no, it's because, first of all, you and them, now listen, this is fact, are slaves to the devil. Different taghuts. Wallahi, a so-called Christian is worshipping the taghut of the Antichrist. A so-called Shiite is worshipping the taghuts of the taghuts that is related to the family of Muhammad, got nothing to do with the family of Muhammad. And that's also related to the Antichrist taghut. Yes, and someone who's calling himself a Jew, he is worshipping the taghut of the wild beast. His Yahweh is the devil taghut, a devil taghut, not Satan. They all report to the devil. I think, I understand. That's it. The so-called Protestant, the so-called Catholic. The so-called Christian Protestant, the so-called Christian. This is the fact. Catholic, the so-called Orthodox. You all worship Satan. I understand some of you are, maybe you are good from inside, but at the end, your faith is corrupted. It's fucked. End of the story. The so-called end is the so-called atheist. He's a slave of Satan. He is living this taghut of atheism. This is his God. It's a taghut. He think, no, I'm not. I do not worship any God. For God's sake, you are worshipping this taghut, which is, he is practicing something on you, making you feel that there is no God, and you don't believe in God. But certainly, at the judgment day, this is your God. Now, this taghut report to Satan. I understand. Tariq is now. Forget about this. At the end, there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the final messenger of God. You don't like this? Fine. You back off. Be human. This is all about the judgment day. Oh, there is no God. The judgment day, hereafter. That's why Allah sent Muhammad as a final. And treatment, circling the Kaaba, the blacks. I have explained it. I did a great job. No, yeah, I did a great job. I should, in relation to my personal right. I didn't lie. about explanation about the Sharia laws. But I'm just saying, yani, to explain to you the status in Middle East. So I did a great job even explaining about Islam. I didn't come and say, it's native Ismailian, it's native Arab, we native Arab Ismailian. And kept my mouth, yeah, but Muhammad did this to you, but you in Ka'b al-Medina, but the center of Islam, but Islam, everyone is this. No, I came to you and I said, look, the constitution, there is rules, I'm explaining to you things. I'm Ismailian, you understand, I'm not crossing the line. I'm explaining Islam and I'm explaining, I don't know what to say it, but I'm just, so that you wouldn't fuck around and say, they didn't see Jesus. They didn't see Jesus. If they see Jesus, he will explain this Antichrist figure in the Injil, showing his ass. A'udhu Billah, may blessings and peace and glory be to him, the Messiah, son of Virgin Mary. This crap, which the Roman and other motherfuckers have entered, got nothing to do to the Messiah. Showing his ass, touching, molesting children, and sickness. Crazy freak. Of course, there is some verses about him, but the manipulation of the devil. So this Satan always, there is some hadith explain that he always explain about himself. See, God, they are not worth respect. This is another story. I'm going to another story. Let's return back to the. I'm talking now, right now. Let's focus on the Home Office. Let's focus. It's a worldwide issue. Let's focus on the Home Office, and even human right. So these people, the decision maker, do you think they are going to look at someone like me and say, oh, the native Arab, but you should return back decades before, century. Do you think he will say this to the non-Ishmaelian? You should understand that they have their own. There will be some privacy. There is certain rules. We shouldn't. Well, I understand that you want modeling, but still the Ishmaelian society is not living in a sensitive position. No, there is sensitivity on certain. Treatment should be in a different. No, he would say, no, we support these whores and faggots. Some of them want to destroy Islam, the light, destroy the path to heaven. على the hadith, I always mention confirmed hadith. دعاة أئمة ضلال على أبواب جهنم يدعون الناس على أبواب جهنم يدعون الناس أئمة ضلال على أبواب جهنم يدعون الناس. They call people to hellfire at the gates of hellfire. This is representation. They don't see hellfire, but they are at the gate. At the judgment day, they will recognize what they did. There is a hadith, there is two hadith talking about من نسب نفسه لقوم وليس منهم عليه لعنة. He will deal with a curse. Or he will be, God will, he's doing a wrong deed. If you relate yourself to people saying that I'm an Ishmailat, well, you're not. God Almighty is saying this is wrong. This is wrong. This is the hadith. And also, there is other hadith, if someone relate himself to a people, do not question him. So it's needed treatment. It's needed treatment. At the end, he is the final decision maker, and I ask those people who lie to repent and to fuck off. Okay? Okay, what was that? 1 second, I need to close. Anyway, so this is the Home Office workers, males, the faggots and bitches among them. Easy, yani, easy. Why should he or she expose themselves? Tariq is exposing them. He's exposing them since the 80s, the 90s, after 11 September inside job. They are working with a huge support to the non-Ishmaelians since that time in Canada, in America, in England, in Europe, all the West, starting from the West, even the so-called Israelis, those who work in the human right, because it's suitable from them. The life and the living of the pitches and faggots who are intruders, not Ishmaelians, style. And all of a sudden someone is exposing us. You understand what I'm trying to say? His name is Tariq, saying they are not. We checked with them. None of them is native Arab. Yes, Miss, Madam, Mr., this gentleman, this lady, they are not. She approached us at the 80s. She approached us on the 90s. This person is African. This is what I'm trying to say to you. These people are raging. And all of a sudden Tariq is coming. His brother tortured without a dick. His sister was made model to humiliate him. His father and mother divorced after the interference of the internal affairs ministry there to fuck his life. And you, why? Why he's here then? If he's calling, why he's here? Why is in Fidel country? No, I'm not Ismaili. I want human right, equality. Yeah. What? Why we are racist? Race have nothing to do with it. Yeah. All of this, it's approaching me. I'm talking about the non-Ismailian experience, and others who do not even have the passport. They had the guts of this group of people who are practicing what Islam should be all about in the Ismaili territory, but they call themselves Muslim, and they don't want to bring all of their taghut worship. Someone who's calling himself a Shiite want to slap his face in Mecca and Medina. They want to say, Allah, why Hussein was killed? Mut'ah. Who's coming to him and talking to him? People like Aisha, the mother of believer. Keep away from the grave. Don't come and touch the stone, the wall near Muhammad, and back off. Peace be upon you, Muhammad. And continue. Muhammad is in paradise. This is a rawda. What are you coming and trying to... You understand me? So they all... In them, someone ex-Muslim, he want to... It's not enough them taking all of this amount of money. I mean, look at the 70s, 80s, 90s. Who approached the Gulf states? From the Gulf states approach you. Rich bitches and faggot. A whore, a prostitute in the 90s complaining from Saudi Arabia. Where is she from? She's saying that she's from the eastern province. She isn't true that. She's not from Najdi. Not in Hijazi. From where you brought all of this money? You are well known before 60 years that you got nothing. No, in Hijaz we used to are rich before even you were nothing. The videos, stop lying. You got nothing. Stop it. It's all the oil. Stop it. And they are complaining from Saudi Arabia culture. Don't take me wrong. I love the Saud house. They are my royal family. But I'm talking about the women right there. Yes. In the cultural, wrong malehood cultural. Like this. شوف ذبانة. شوف ذبانة. أحقر. Where's the Ismailian scholars in jails, executed, poverty? In Kuwait, do I need to explain about the rule of Gulf State, the century of the devil? Muhammad, the final messenger, I've talked about. The final messenger, Muhammad, have explained about the Qarn al-Shaytan, the century of Satan. And this is it. How the Ismaili, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, look how everything is creating this emerging power of the devil to deceive humanity. Now regardless, leave this, because the so-called Christian will start bothering us. Jesus, Satan the Father, the Antichrist is the Son, and the Holy Satanic Taghut. Of those build our 30 temple. خشخيش خشخاش مفشوخين محشيش حشيش مفشوخ. The goyim in the Western world. So-called Shiite, everything is emerging. Those people will start saying this person have to leave the so-called Shiite. So the century of Satan, okay? Go to Gulf states, even if you're an atheist, and look the rule of Oman, Bahrain, Emirate, Kuwait, those who are non-Ismailians. Those royal families there. Those, I'm not saying every royal, there is non-Ismailians who are wonderful people. They are polite with the truth. Polite, I need to close. I need people are coming. They are polite with the truth. And they say the truth. But there is a lot of people. It's not about the race right now. It's about the rights in the Ismailian territory. What sort of racism are you working based on it? I'm just explaining to you. Am I good in explaining it? Am I good in explaining that these people leave the religion out of it? They use religion. They are just racist. That's it. And they worship the devil. if you got criminals, stealers, 3 stealers, criminals, one from Europe and one from India, and one from, for example, you're all human from Africa, for example, or other parts, or China, or whatever. There is a lot of heat against the black people right now. China, let's say India, and Europe. These are stealers. They all know that they are stealers. They know that they are wrong. Now, if they are attacking, for example, my house, and I am not there, and they are stealing, there is a certain... I don't know, I give an example, and I forget the example, but there is a feeling among them all. I'm not saying all. I'm saying those who are committing this act of racism. Just my case. They are criminal. The crime is racism. And they know it. And they do the crime, and they all look at each other as accomplices. Dirty. They're dirty people. Some of them are decision makers. Yeah. I wanted to see them. It's part of the human. Yeah, part of the human. That's why a person like me definitely expose them. I don't know how to say it without being deleted. No, it's important to just try to see what I'm trying. 15 minutes almost. I was stopped to see what I'm trying to say. People who work with other groups to do this change. There is things happening in the Middle East, and it's maybe something to do with. I don't want to go deep in some points here and there, but these people, they feel what is the word? Uncomfortable with my points. Someone who's working with the so-called Shiite, trying to even work in granting them an independent state in what's called Bahrain. And he's criticizing. Did you see that video? This black gentleman, a journalist. Did you see him? I have put it in the for your information. The king of Bahrain, after this agreement, he went and met they call themselves Bahraini Jews. Bahraini Jews. They are not. They are Iranian. They are Iranian Jews who came with Iran when they colonized Bahrain. They were never from Gulf state. He, king of Bahrain, went there and talked to them as the Bahraini Jews, and he is their king. Yani, it's rubbish. This black journalist came to him. Why I'm mentioning it? I know I need to say it black again. He came to him and he said, "What about the right of the so-called Shiite in Bahrain?" Now, how can we explain to this black African American gentleman, who was a journalist, came and talked to the king of Bahrain? The king of Bahrain, he was a very tall person. The king of Bahrain is a little bit short. Talking to the non-native Jews who moved for a certain time from Iran with the time of the revolution and problems there before the Shah, and settled in Bahrain for a while, and then moved to the so-called Israeli state. Now they are saying we are Bahraini Jews. You're not Bahraini Jews, you're Iranian. So, for example, I am here in England for a certain area, and then let's imagine that I moved to Canada. Let's imagine that I moved to America. Do I have the right in America to say I'm originally from England and Elizabeth is my queen before? No, they will come to me and say, "Hey, hello, wake up. Even if you are originally from Arabia." No, this is how it is. Because those people, some might say, you can say that you are from England, and it's not a big deal. You're originally from Arabian Peninsula. You lived in England for a while, and then you walked to America. Yeah, but those people say we are from Bahrain, we bring our house of worship, and we divide the nation, and we come and impose our ways, and we are eating already the Holy Land and empowering the so-called... No, this is unacceptable. Is it easy for you? Is it easy? Not to mention the different era. What the West is living right now in is different by the historical steps to what the Arabian Peninsula we are living. And I don't know how to. I need further explanation. But he's talking about the so-called Shiite rights. Why don't he talk about Syria, the right of the natives? Did he see what's in Bahrain? Did he see the rich, multi-million so-called Shiite there? Did he see the lies that is committed by the so-called Shiite in Bahrain by those who are opposition or allies evil? Did he see the so-called Shiite racism against the natives? Did he hear from them the truth that they are originally not from Bahrain and they should respect the social laws and rules? They shouldn't say that Bahrain is different from, it should be part of Iran because they're... Yes, some of them say this, like Tanb al-Sughra or Tanb al-Kubra. What sort of crimes we're dealing here with? Did you see this? There is some Home Office, human rights, who believe that Saudi Arabia should be divided. Who say that those who are in Hijaz more open to prostitution, more open to bikini, more open to dance with men, for example, they're women, and showing her tits as well or whatever. Yes, something, maybe I'm exaggerating in using the word. But the natives who are Najdis, no. Women, you just see the niqab and there is separation. It's not a good culture for me. I don't like it. I like those who call themselves Shiite. I mean, go to these whores and prostitutes in the media of Gulf States. Do I need to mention names? Do I know? And then, because they're racist. They are working a racial discrimination against the Ismailian way of living, culture, style. They're racist. And they are working since decades to destroy their rights. And they work with the Gulf states. They criticize the royal family for the wrong reasons, and they give motivation and appreciation to the Gulf states. Like now, Mohammed bin Salman, for them, did a great job. He wanted to open a so-called Christian Antichrist house of worship with the cross that represent darkness. Of course, you see light, dark, and dark light. Of course, you worship the devil, not me, you. Yes, that's it. Anti-Christians, anti-Messiahian. You come, Muhammad bin Salman, he did a great job. There is people, yeah. Women right now drive. Prostitution is there. Clubs is there. There is no committee. People who are like Tariq are living worse, men and women, worse situation comparing to before. The non-Ishmaelian who are dirty and racist right now are gaining a lot. Money, position, they speak, they criticize. The scholars of the Ishmaelian are dead in jails, threat of execution. They cannot speak. Oh, Mohammed bin Salman did a great job. Gulf states are with him. Emirates is with him. Emirates did a great job. There is a so-called Hindu, so-called Buddhist house of worship. Why not in Saudi Arabia? Until when Saudi Arabia? Mohammed bin Salman is fine with the Gohim, Gentile, non-Israeli Jews to come and even look at Taima, my sister, and say, we used to live here as Jews. You're a Gohim, that's a Gentile, not a Bohim, Gohim, Gentile, Jam. This is good. But if King Abdullah, for example, said, this woman who is working as a prostitute in Qatif, her and the other man need to be shown respect. Someone who is, for example, a lady or a woman or whatever, assaulting someone like, for example, Raif Badawi, for example, fucking around, or number, or someone like this lady in Eastern Province who used to open a prostitution house camp. There was an instruction, slashes. Bill Clinton, the wife of Bill Clinton, come and talk. What about women rights? She's a so-called Shiite. She is working on mut'ah in our soil. They are fine, money. Oh yeah. Immediately, King Abdullah, release her. Yeah, they can do prostitution. She was announcing it. There is women at this, and then doing adultery and just trying to hide it, not the way it is right now. Look at what's happening. Do you see? Maybe my example is not in its place. Sheikh Al-Arafi. There's a sheikh. It's called Al-Arafi. A nice person. He even used to talk to gays and say, we have our own style and culture. When he went and talked about the Syrian regime, how they're beheading children, he talked in Egypt at the time of Morsi and criticized the Syrian regime. And he said, this regime, we should be wage jihad again. Everyone complained. It's called al-Arafi. Do you understand me? Do you understand the point? Or I'm not good. This is racism. You don't want to look at the Ishmaelian. You just want to see people